Choke is the warning's most played song on Spotify with over 11 million plays, and it is also the second most viewed video on their official YouTube channel after the Enter Sandman cover. I think there are two reasons for that. First, and of course obvious, it sounds amazing. Second, and perhaps also obvious, the subject matter of the song is very easy to relate to. Namely, viscous depression, abject desolation of the spirit, the tyranny of Gehenna, damnation, or, in the words of mastermind badass drummer Pau herself, Choke is about being so overwhelmed by your feelings that you start to drown on them and choke on them. And we really wanted the song to reflect that hopelessness you sometimes feel. And it seems we all do in fact sometimes feel that hopelessness. But have you ever wondered why in the chorus the speaker says, "Let me drown," and then "push my head, choke me till I drown"? "Let me drown" is a request not to interfere, and it implies the person the speaker is speaking to would try to stop them. "Push my head" is a request to assist, and it implies the person the speaker is speaking to would be willing to assist them. So which one is it? Furthermore, "choke me till I drown" doesn't make sense. Drowning is suffocation by liquid, but if somebody is choking you, you won't be suffocating to liquid because your windpipe will be closed, and that liquid will not be able to get in to suffocate you. Furthermore, the first verse says, "I won't survive the fall," which has nothing to do with drowning, aside from being lethal. What's up with that? Now, you might be thinking I'm telling you, this doesn't make sense. But actually, I'm asking myself the question, how does this make sense? Because it's more interesting that way, you see. And it's metaphors. It's all metaphors, the whole song. Because how does one communicate emotions? How do we express feelings? Yeah, we have words like sad, angry, something stronger, maybe misery. But nothing quite captures it like, and this is from another song, "Silence awaits you in the bitter heart of darkness. You're lost again. How far this time? How far?" The song is electronic music, and those are the only lyrics. Link will be in the description if you're interested. Anyway, Choke. Let's talk about the portrayal in the song of what I affectionately call overwhelming despair. Why the whole thing makes sense, and how it conveys the subject matter with frightening accuracy. Here are the lyrics. "As any good art, the specifics are left to interpretation, so we can fill in the gaps with our own personal demons." Meaning, I'm going to make no objective claims, because such cannot be made. That said, this rectangle here is the most evil place on the planet, in the universe. This right here is the depths of our own minds. Specifically, the purgatory inside the mind of the speaker of the song. Non-specifically, the purgatory inside each of our minds. That wonderful place us modern day people spend so much time in. Choke is a song about getting lost in there. The opening of the song is the speaker giving up. It won't matter at all, so I won't say goodbye, because I'm sure I'm not getting out of here. This is a clear expression of hopelessness, and it is followed by all the pleasantries we tell ourselves. Tears is a metaphor for showing our emotions. Wearing them like jewelry means to present those emotions openly for everyone to see. That vice is overpriced because of how people judge you for being openly emotional. Wearing your heart on your sleeve incurs a social cost, which is why the word overpriced is used. Because being open with our feelings should not be as costly as it is. The word vice is used because based on external feedback, the aforementioned behavior is something bad and to be avoided. I can't really be sure about anything I just said because I'm a man and I keep my emotions under lock and key. But my interpretation of those lines is that the speaker is ruminating on what they have done in the past, something that backfired and they keep beating themselves up for it. But is the speaker telling themselves, after beating themselves up, that whatever happened that caused those thoughts doesn't matter, because art is dead. The word art is apt because the song was written by artists, but it also applies to anything we do. The song is about hopelessness and giving up. Art is dead is giving up on your life's work. Whatever it is that we do that means something to us, it is dead now. In our current state of emotional distress, we can't do it. It died with us when we fell into that abyss of despair that we believe will be our undoing. Don't Cry is a request aimed at the self, followed by Just Let Me Drown. If you pay attention, you notice that the only times the speaker says Just Let Me Drown are immediately after Don't Cry. So even though one line is pre-chorus and the other one is chorus, those two lines go hand in hand. That's also why I suspect Wear Your Tears and Don't Cry don't meaningfully interact with each other, even though they're both pre-chorus and seem to be contradicting each other. Don't Cry, Just Let Me Drown is the speaker willing themselves not to engage in self-pity, but rather to just give up and drown. Going back to the chorus, here is why it all makes sense. The speaker is talking to their feelings. They are asking their feelings to be allowed to drown. They are asking their feelings to commit the act of drowning. As it says, push my head, choke me till I drown. And here it makes sense because the speaker is talking to the water, metaphorically. If you choke on water until death, you have drowned. So it does make sense. This is a futile effort, of course, because feelings can't kill you, even though sometimes we feel like they can. Hell, sometimes we wish they could, but they can't. Despite that, the speaker makes a request. They've given up, they just want this torture to end. If they can only dig even deeper into those feelings, maybe then the feelings will be strong enough to finish the job. But they don't, and we go even deeper in verse 2. As I mentioned, I think the whole song refers to the internal state of the speaker. So drifting out of trust would mean that the speaker is moving away from trusting in themselves. Metaphorically, we can view that as drifting away from the shore, where the shore is mental space safe from the presence of overpowering negative feelings. Slipping down my throat into my lungs refers to the opposite of a shore. It's when the overpowering negative feelings become part of the course, our new normal, which is also what the next couple of lines mean. Us humans have a remarkable ability to adapt. On top of that, our brains despise the unknown, which is why change is always difficult. Change is venturing into the unknown. That's why the speaker decides to stay in their current situation, where they are in pain, yes, but they are used to it now. That's a really dangerous situation to be in real life. Not believing that things can be better is the worst fate of all. Then the speaker goes through rumination again, followed by descending even deeper into the hell within their mind, hoping that will somehow end their suffering. But what happens instead? This. They can't function anymore. The best they can manage is to exist. I'm drawing on personal experience with this next one, so I might be missing obvious things. This is the feeling of existing in the struggle day after day, hoping that it will run its course. This is frantically trying to find a way out all the time of every day, and it tears at my will because with every day when things don't get better, with every fruitless hour of trying to figure a way out, the despair only grows. I wish I would just stop is, outside the context of this song, wishing that we can detach from the situation so we would stop drowning in it. In the context of the song, it means I wish I would stop fighting it and just drown already. Followed by the chorus, of course. That last line of the bridge follows very neatly into it. Interesting to note, and that might be a musical decision that I don't understand, but I really like how this bit is missing from here. See, if we look at the broad picture of the song, something happens before the song, then in verse 1, the speaker falls into the sea of negativity caused by whatever the event was, which was likely a domino effect of different things other than just one event, but that's besides the point. The pre-chorus is ruminating on that event, or the root cause of it, or all the dominoes together. The chorus is the sea growing. Verse 2 is drifting further into that sea until it starts to feel normal. Ruminating again, going deeper again, to the point where when we're at the bridge, it doesn't even matter why the speaker fell into that sea in the first place. The source of all the negativity has departed from their mind. They now feel bad because they feel bad. Not because of the original reason that kickstarted everything, whatever that thing was. And, intentional or not, I appreciate the portrayal of that because it happens a lot in real life. People lose track of why things happen, why we do the things we do. Then we end up in a nonsensical loop for no real reason whatsoever. To end on a positive note, I would like to remind you all that the Warning's new album, Keep Me Fed, comes out in less than 10 days.